How do I get financing? This is a tricky question because there's a lot of different variables in this question. You have good credit or bad credit or no credit, and then you have people who have saved up. They have cash, and then you have people that borrow from friends and family. So, really, the easiest way to do it is just have the cash on hand. And I've built tiny houses for people who just have the money in their bank account and they pay for it, and that's that. And that's the easiest way, obviously. If you do not have the cash on hand, you can ask friends and family for what it's going to take to build it. If you're going to build it yourself, or have a builder build it, it does turn into an asset, so it's worth something. So worst case scenario, if you need to sell it, you can, but you can ask friends and family for some money, or you can go get a loan. And there's a couple of different styles of loan. Just a straight personal loan or an RV loan. There's a couple of different styles involved in there. If you're going to go the bank route, you're going to probably need either some cash down or a lot of cash down, or good credit. Questionable credit might be a challenge for you based on how much money you have down. I'm not the bank, but I do know that local credit unions or locally owned banks are a little bit easier to get a loan through, because they can create within their business a product that's going to suit your needs. If they already have an RV style product, that might work. We do have VIN numbers on the trailers, and it can be tracked, so they can have ownership over your property if they need to. But you never know. Every bank is a little bit different. So I'll try to put some links to, and if you know, this is good for you. So if you know banks that are willing to lend to tiny house people for either an RV built product, RVIA product, or a custom built tiny house style product, that would be good information for me. So if you do know that information, it doesn't really matter which state you're in or where you're at. If you know of a bank that is willing to do that, I do know there's like Lightstream, which is a division of SunTrust, and I'll put that link down below too. Lightstream does financing for tiny houses, and there's a couple other local banks too. So I will try to add that into the show notes. So really, your main three things are either have the cash available for you, friends and family. There are a couple of micro lending sites as well that you can, kind of like a Kickstarter where everybody pitches in. I don't know how successful those are necessarily, but that's an option too. And then friends and family, and then financing through a bank. And I would suggest a local credit union or a locally owned bank to get your financing. But there's people out there. Maybe this is something where you every month get a little bit of money, and you save up and you buy your trailer, and then you buy your framing materials, and then you buy your siding material and your roofing material, and you just chip away at it, and that's totally okay too. So if you find some place that you can build it and you slowly pay for it over time, that's a good option too. You don't necessarily need all of the money at once, especially if you're going to build it yourself. You can slowly go through and pick out, get your windows one month, get your siding 1 month, get your roofing 1 month, or however that's going to work best for you. Remember, if you want to go tiny, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want to go tiny, if you want to live in this house, you just have to be creative and be resourceful. It's not a question of resources, it's a question of resourcefulness, and maybe another way to get inexpensive products. This is kind of going on with a different question, but to get inexpensive products, you can always go to a lumber yard or a roofing siding wholesaler. Any wholesalers that deal with lumber and materials, they might have misordered items, or they might even have old outdated siding or something like that that's going to work for you. That it's still good material, it's just that it's just not going to sell for them. And the other thing too, since I'm going on with this topic on this particular financing question, I got some Metro shingles, which are steel shingles that I've put on tiny houses for free, because the warehouse had such a small amount. It worked for my tiny house, but they couldn't sell it to somebody. So the lot that they had was so small, it was just a few square of material. It worked well for me because I could put it on my house, and they just gave it to me because it was the end. It was this little stack that nobody was going to buy because it wasn't enough to buy. So they gave it to me for free, and that's amazing. So it kind of goes off on the financing question, but where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want to get it done, just do it.